Hey, everybody. So this is Diane Covington, and I'm coming to you. Of course, it's June. Now, I don't know when you're going to hear this recording. It might still be June when you hear this, but this today's training is really about how to be authentic and make sharing the career opportunity simple and easy. We don't want to be, I hate to use the word barfing, but it's like we don't want to be throwing up Mary Kay all over everybody, right? It's like, oh my gosh, watch these 3 videos, jump on this thing, check out all this paperwork. Some personalities will like all that, most won't. So what if you could become extremely authentic? And I'm actually going to ask you guys to stay off camera if you don't mind. Um, what if you could be super authentic in sharing the career opportunity and be intentional? So what do I mean by intentional? By intentional, I mean, instead of just saying, well, I'd like to add a team member this month, or, oh my gosh, June would be great. I'd love to be a red jacket. Okay, so you make a decision. I want to be in red. Let's say you have a team of 1, so you need to add 2. So it's like, well, Susie, I think you'd be great doing Mary Kay. So let me know if you're interested. We have a virtual event on Thursday. You can come check it out. Okay, that's kind of a casual invitation. But I could say to Susie, Susie, you know what I've noticed about you as a customer? 1, you love the product. 2, I think you have an incredible personality, and I think you might be great at this. Would you be willing to just listen and let me share some information with you, and you get a gift for doing that? So I'm going to play a clip. Now, Megan, the gal who's sharing this, she's going to be probably the company's youngest national sales director. I know it used to be Lily Gotro, but now Lily's 30, and this gal's still in her 20s. She has a ton of energy, and you may not relate to her. Sorry, I'm trying to get these papers out of my way. You may not relate to her personality or her energy, but I will tell you, she's genuine, she's visionary, she's passionate. People won't follow a parked car. Okay, so, and what I mean about that is that if you're not excited about your business at whatever level, maybe when you're listening to this, maybe you are a super, super part-time Mary Kay girl and you're doing maybe 2 or 3 parties a month, that's totally fine. And maybe you're a rock star and you're a DIQ and you're holding 3 or 4 parties in a week, or you're seeing, 30 to 40 faces a month. Wherever you are, here's what I will tell you. Women are looking for places to grow for personal growth. Women are looking for a personal growth opportunity. Every woman is. And so I'm going to go ahead and play Megan's video. And then afterwards, I'm going to, take some Q&A, but I'm going to share some other stuff with you. So let me go in here and cue her video up. Again, keep in mind that she talks about the 4-point recruiting plan. Now, the 4-point recruiting plan is something that Mary Kay, the woman, our founder, established herself. And the 4-point recruiting plan is really, it's 4 things. It's, you pick somebody. So it's like, who do you know? So you ask the person, who do you know? So she's going to go through the 4-point recruiting plan. You're probably going to want to watch this video a few times. The handouts that Megan shares, or the 2 screen shares, I have already texted her and asked, because she was on another call with us today sharing for all the directors that did over 10,000. So I just texted her on Instant Messenger and said, hey, I just watched your 4-point recruiting plan video. Any way that I could get those 2 documents in PDF or whatever. So I know she'll send them to me. So just keep in mind, notice how she doesn't make this a big deal. Now, the first time or 2 you do it, it may not go as smoothly as she's doing it, but neither did your first skincare class. Neither did the first time I used the repair set. I was like, wait, what goes in what order? Like, where do I put this? So keep in mind, inactivity breeds fear. So the longer we wait in between sharing appointments, if you haven't shared the career opportunity with anybody in a year and you sit down with your new best friend that maybe is in town, and all of a sudden you're kind of going like, wait, what am I supposed to say to her? Right? So let me share this video with you. I'm going to share sound because I really want you guys just to pretend that you were at her skincare class. Pretend that you were maybe at a virtual event with her and she said these things to you. Would you be intrigued? Because here's what I do know is that in asking a couple of consultants who've been in Mary Kay less than 6 months, and I asked some of them last week and over the weekend, did you know that there was no quota and no territory? Did you know that you automatically always make 50%? Did you know that you could order as little as once every 6 months or once a year? Did you know what? And they all said, no, I had no idea. I just wasn't sure Mary Kay was for me. So they're making that judgment call based on, I don't know, just confidence, maybe it's scary to step out of your comfort zone. So just keep in mind, this is a very simple approach. So let's go ahead and listen to Megan's video. And
Well, hey, friend, my name is Megan Chapman, and I am so excited to be coming to you with the 4-point recruiting plan. Are you ready to elevate your recruiting? Are you ready to make your team building feel natural, comfortable, and as authentic as possible? Well, I'm so excited to share with you how, and I have implemented the 4-point recruiting plan this seminar year, and I cannot even tell you the difference it has made in my confidence, my recruiting, my team members' recruiting, my team members' confidence, and our organization. We have literally grown to almost 300. Almost 300. We have almost doubled our unit size in 6.5 months because of this. So I'm so excited to share this with you. And I just pray that it blesses you in such an exponential way. So the first thing is whenever I hop on a Zoom, whether it's a facial, a double facial, or a party, or whether it's in person. So after I ask them their opening questions for their skincare session, I ask them, I say, Susie, who do you know in your life who would be really good at doing what I do? And they'll say, oh, my Aunt Susan, or
So that's the first question. Y'all got that. Who do you know, right?
oh, my friend Karen. And I say, oh my goodness. And I take mental notes of the names. And then I say, well, what about you? And they're like, oh, well, I'm busy, or oh, I don't know, etc. I say, you know what? You're probably right. But just watch what I do today and just see if you could see yourself doing it too. Now, the concept of, you're probably right is it's a push and pull. It's like dating. It's like when your husband asked you out on the first date. He probably did not kiss you on that first date, right? It's a push, it's a pull. It's a push, it's a pull. And so I just say, you're probably right, but just watch what I do and just see if you could see yourself doing it too. And so at that point, they're watching you. And my mission with my skincare party is for it to be as duplicatable and as ABC simple as possible, because ultimately our vision with recruiting is to build leaders and to build more women like us. Don't you want 5 red jackets on your personal team? Don't you want 20 red jackets in your unit to build a national area? Well, the simplest way to do that is your recruiting has to be simple, has to be duplicatable. That's why I love the 4-point recruiting plan. So step 1 is the ask.
Now, did you guys pick up on the fact that she talked about so she's inviting them to watch her, right? She's saying, watch what I do. As soon as you say that, guess what they do? They watch exactly what you do. And in their mind, they're thinking, I could do that. I could do that. She's only showing a brochure, or she's showing a screen share or whatever. So again, keep it simple, keep it duplicatable. If you are a product knowledge junkie like I am, it's hard sometimes to reel all that back in, but you really don't need to give that much product knowledge typically in a facial or a skincare class situation. The customers who want the extra, ingredients and all that, of course you can give it to them afterwards. But remember, she's talking about be duplicatable and keep it simple.
Who do you know in your life who would be good at doing what I do? And then telling her, what about you? Watch what I do. See if you can see yourself doing it too. So then when we get to the cleanser, hydrogels, charcoal mask, we do the charcoal mask, and we will do her hydrogel eye patches. And then I will play the referral game at that point. So everybody has their own way of doing the referral game. You do not want to miss the referral game. So we get a lot done during this charcoal mask process. So what I do is after her charcoal mask has been on and we've played the referral game, what I say to her is I say, Susie, I am going to show you the 6 most popular qualities of what I have found make up a successful skincare consultant. And if you feel like you have any of these qualities, I know you'd be great. And if you don't, you probably would just prefer to be a customer. And the reason I say that is because, again, it's the push, it's the pull. It's the push, it's the pull. And it takes all the pressure off. Like, if you don't have any of these qualities, you'd rather just be a customer. Now, the strategy behind these qualities is that pretty much every single person that you know will have at least one of these qualities. And so I created a really adorable graphic. And so I'm going to show you exactly what that is. It is phenomenal. So what this is I just go through the 6 qualities. So the first is I explain to them that I look for busy women because busy women get so much more done than women that are not busy. The second is I tell them women who are looking for extra money, if you could use an extra 200 to 2 grand a month, what we found is that women who are looking for an opportunity financially are so much more driven to succeed. The next is we look for women who are not the sales type. And I explain that all of us women have our sixth sense, which is our intuition, of course. And so with that, I explain to them that women who are not salesy do amazing because you're just more genuine. The next quality on here is women who don't know a lot of people. And I tell them, I know this sounds crazy, but when I started my Mary Kay business, I was a full-time student. I really did not know a bunch of people. And what I found is that a business like Mary Kay is so fun to build on new relationships. In fact, 7 of my 9 bridesmaids I met through Mary Kay. And so think of a personal story in your life of how you could transfer that to her, of building connections, building relationships, and that it's a lot of fun. The next quality are sleeping giants. And I always tell them this is one of my favorite qualities because sleeping giants are women that are maybe introverted and they've decided they don't want to be introverted anymore. Or maybe it's somebody who has always been kind of shy and has these amazing leadership qualities and just needs something to unleash it in. And I explain the sleeping giant as being like a little rosebud that's just going to blossom into a beautiful flower. And then the last quality is women that are family oriented. And I explain that when we're family oriented, our reason why is our family. And share a personal story of something you've done for your family. For myself, I have a 1-year-old baby boy, and my husband is a full-time chiropractic student. And so I'm supporting our entire family. And I just explained to them that it is just the greatest gift and privilege to be able to support my family and that they are my driving factor and my why. And so think of something that you've done for your family that you could relate that to. And that way that S personality, who is very family oriented, can resonate with what you're saying. And so I asked them, which of those qualities do you feel like you have? And they'll tell you, and then you just move on. You wash off the charcoal mask and you keep on going.
And that's the most, when I talked to Megan today, that was one of the most important things. She asked them, what traits do you think you have? And then she, as she's collecting the washcloths or whatever, and then she just moves on to the rest of the class. So she kind of takes a mental note. They said, oh, I'm not the sales type and I'm kind of an introvert. She's like, okay. And so again, she just moves on, doesn't make a big deal out of it yet.
And I do want to tell you, if you're doing a big party, I always do a big spin the wheel, or you could use old-fashioned tickets. So as they're answering these questions, I'm like, Susie, you get an entry, and you get an entry, and you get an entry into the giveaway. And that way it's fun. It feels easy. And who doesn't love a birthday party? Don't you love birthday parties? I love going to my friends' birthday parties as an adult. Your mission is for it to be fun and lighthearted, and yet where they can see that you're competent and that you're confident. And when I started my business, I was not confident in the recruiting area or sales really at all. And what I have found is that when you're prepared and when you have these little outlines, it just makes you come across very confident. Even if you don't feel that way yet, it's going to help you to be able to get those wins. So the next part is after she's washed off her charcoal mask, I have her feel her mask and feel how her skin feels, right? And then I briefly explain about the microdermabrasion set by showing a picture. And I say, I hype it up, I show them everything that it does, and I say, Susie, this is $58 and hardly anybody ever pays for it because you're going to get it for free when you do your own get together with 5 girlfriends. Now, that's a seed planted. So step 3 on the 3-point or 4-point recruiting plan. So we asked the question, right? Then we showed the qualities. The third is booking a party. So at the end, I just tell her, I say, Susie, I have a goal. It's so big. Like, you don't even know how big it is. It's huge. And it would mean so much for you to do a little get together with friends, and you have to get your free microderm. It is just the greatest thing ever. And so would you be willing to do that? Can we do a little get together? Or I'll say, when do you want to do it? Feel out the person, right? But I always make it like, it's not even a question, like, we're doing this. When are we going to do your get together? And I learned this from Ari Hathaway and Sylvia Kalikak. And what I do is I tell them, okay, so after we've got a date set, what I tell them sitting there on the couch or sitting there in the breakout room on Zoom, I say, I'm going to pay you in product for your invitations. So I'm going to pay you $20 to send out 20 invitations, because when you invite 20, 5 to 8 are going to come. How does that sound? And so I pay her in a free free eye makeup remover for sending out those 20 invites. So you've got the party booked, and hostesses are so easy to recruit. So easy. Like after a party, I'm like, Susie, did that look hard? She's like, no. I'm like, girl, look at these sales tickets. Even if you sold $300, you guys, a $300, which is a low party, isn't it? I say, girl, $150 in an hour. Are you kidding me? let's get you started. What is there to think about? So it's super easy to recruit a hostess, which is the strategy to always making sure that you book a party. So the fourth part of the 4-point recruiting plan is showing them the reasons why women will do Mary Kay. So if you're in a party setting, this is where you're going to close out that spin the wheel, and every question they ask, they're going to get entered into the spin the wheel drawing. So we come back to the table. If I'm at a big party, I'm like, come on, guys, let's go. I like bring the sales tickets. I'm running to the table. I'm excited. If we're on Zoom, I tell them in the breakout rooms where I'm closing the sale, I'm like, you can't leave, Susie. You got to stay. This giveaway is going to be the greatest thing you've ever seen. Greatest thing since sliced bread. Okay, you can't leave. Will you hang out here for about 10 more minutes? And then we all come together on the Zoom in the main session at the very end. So at that point, I share with them my very brief I story. What your I story is where you were when you started, where you're headed now, and what almost held you back. Okay, so I share, I was an 18-year-old high school student when I started my Mary Kay business. What almost held me back was I had more insecurities that could fit into my pink Cadillac, actually. And I had no makeup experience, and I knew hardly anyone, and I had barely any time because I was a college student. And where I'm going now is I'm becoming one of our company's youngest national sales directors, and I'm bringing 20 women with me that have a big dream in their heart. And I am so excited to tell you about this business because it's changed my life. And then I go into what I'm about to show you, which is the 6 reasons why women do Mary Kay. So what this is I ask them, I say, do you want to take a guess of what percentage you make on everything you sell? The key is I said the percentage you make, right? And so I'm already putting it in her mind that she has started. And then I go through this list of the reasons why women do Mary Kay. And I literally read. My job is so easy. I just read the money, then I explain what's underneath there. Recognition, explain that. Self-confidence, cars, advancement, be your own boss. You're intelligent, so I know you can just read right off of there, right? I don't add much more than what's on here because I think it hoses them down if we share too much, right? One sentence, one sentence, one sentence. Then my closing question is I say, Susie, what just impresses you the most? What impresses you the most out of everything that you heard? If I'm on Zoom, I'm like this, you guys. I'm like in there with her. I am emotionally attached to her dream. Susie, what impresses you the most out of everything that you heard? She says, gosh, the money. I'm like, I know, 50%. Isn't that crazy? Be reflective with whatever she says. Get in her heart. This is all about her right now. And get to a point where you're so focused on her that you're not even thinking about you. I'm focused on her and her dream, her why, right? So first closing question, what impresses you the most out of everything that you heard? Question 2, I say, Susie, if I could teach you everything you know to be successful, could you learn? Everyone says yes. I've never had one woman tell me, no, I can't learn, right? And then my third question is, oh my gosh, Susie, I think you'd be great. It's $35 to get started. What's there to think about? Let's get you started. Let's get you started. And that's my closing question. So it's that simple. And if she has objections, I'll go through those with her. So my challenge for you is to share about the opportunity with one woman with a 4-point recruiting plan today. Megan, I don't have any appointments today. Okay, call your best customer. Tell her you need to borrow her ear because you need to practice your new presentation on our 4-point marketing plan. So thank you for watching. I pray that this blesses you, and go and make it a powerful day.
Okay,
Hey, Fred,
I hope you guys love that. And what I will say is, again, she makes it extremely duplicatable, right? She makes it so that, hold on, sorry about that. She's still talking. She makes it very, very duplicatable. She makes it very simple. If you've got the screen shares right in front of you, then you can literally go through those things. And then what I love is it's actually called, in sales terrain, it's called the push-pull technique. I think you'd be great, but maybe you're not interested. So you like push into them, not literally push into them, but you go forward with your words and your body language, and then you take it away. And notice how she did that 3 or 4 times in there. And then she said, well, what percentage of discount do you think you would make? And again, it's that planting that seed, and it's all in how she literally makes it so simple and so duplicatable. And then again, the 4 questions are, what impressed you the most of everything you heard? Second question was, if I could teach you everything to be successful, could you learn? And then I guess the third closing question was like, oh my gosh, after everything you heard, it's $35 to get started. Girl, is there any reason why we just couldn't get you started? And then she just waits until and see what they say. Again, I think her enthusiasm, I'd love for you guys to type in the chat what you think. Now, if you had been sitting across from her and she had done that with you, what would have impressed you the most of everything you just heard her say? Would it be her energy? Would it be her simplicity? Would it be just the way she laid it out? It's all that duplicatable type thing. But here's what I will share with you. Everything she's doing is very intentional. Would you agree? She's not sharing the opportunity, right? She's saying things like, "Oh my gosh, Jen, I think you'd be amazing at this." And then she say, "Well, I'm curious, let me tell you some of the qualities that I have found make a successful beauty consultant and see if you have any of these. And if you don't, maybe you'd rather stay a customer." Because all of a sudden you're thinking you have great traits, but maybe not. And so again, it's that lay it out and then take it back. People have that whole FOMO thing of like they don't want it to be taken away. And I always say to people, I said, you know what? You never know if you're going to be great. Try it for 9 months. If after 9 months you don't love what you do, 9 months to a year, walk away. But you know what? It's like seriously 50%, all of those things, personal growth, extra cash, all of that. And like she said, I totally agree to keep it simple. If you just literally read down that sheet, the one-liners, I think that would be making all the difference in the world. Now, what she does at her parties is she does breakout rooms. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that on Zoom, but on Zoom, that's the one thing is I hate having everybody get off of Zoom and then you've got to track them down. So what she's doing is she's saying, who wants to close first or who can I just need 2 or 3 minutes with each one of you to find out, what questions you have, whatever, and say, you've got to stay on because I'm having this outrageous drawing. And so if you truly watch your clock, let's say you've got 3 people on, you only spend 3 minutes with each person, the longest one person is waiting is 6 minutes. And of course, they're going to look at their catalog while they're waiting and all of that. So, but again, it's intentional. You're being very intentional the way you're doing things. So I hope this helps you guys. I will tell you, you all could get a red jacket this month. You could all add a minimum of 3 to your team just by moving this forward and saying, I'm going to master this and be intentional. The first time you do it, the first couple times you do it, literally just read off the thing. But once you've done it 3 or 4 times, it's going to be so simple. Okay. I hope this has helped you guys. Let's all add a lot to our teams because you know what? Women are looking for the culture. They're looking for the camaraderie, the support, of course, the discount and money, but they're really looking for a lot of that, that empowerment. So I hope this has helped. I know June's going to be a record-breaking month for everybody. Thanks you guys for jumping on.